Hi, in this segment, we want to look at how do you introduce a mentoring culture or even mentoring practice into your church or into your fellowship groups. For the longest time, mentoring was not something that was talked about. They would talk about discipling, and definitely they'll talk about teaching. So if your fellowship or your church have many leaders, elders, and members who are older, they would not be very familiar with this and may be wondering why should we go in this direction. In their time, a lot of their formation came through teaching and instruction. Discipleship group often meant someone was telling you what to do, or they were teaching you the scriptures, and your job was to learn and to apply this, but there was no pressure or need for a strong relational component. So when you want to introduce a mentoring culture and practice to a group that has never done it before or may not be sure what this is about, it is important that you proceed with and start with proper teaching. That's why the first few segments of this module talk about why mentoring is critical for formation. We looked at how this is actually not something new. It was something that Jesus himself was doing, and I would say it's what he expects us to do as well. That when we shape a life, it is not good enough, although it is important, to just teach someone. We need to walk with them. So if you are trying to start a mentoring program with a church or a group, start by proper biblical teaching. And that will allay some fears and also help to answer some questions as to why we are going in this direction. And so as you begin this journey, I think it is good to talk to the leaders especially, but to all the members of your group, that in many ways mentoring is not really a program. It is really a relationship where we help each other grow in Christ-likeness. And that's not something that you have to have a program to do. It should be the culture of your church or the culture of your fellowship, that we are in close relationships and we help each other follow Christ. And indeed, we talk about how if we are just good empathetic listeners, if you are good encouragers, we all help each other follow Christ. That's the very least that all of us should do. So make it clear that we are just not introducing a new program. It is actually returning to a biblical concern for us to grow in Christ-likeness through relationships. I would also say that if you are beginning to do this, you may want to consider using leaders of existing small groups to do spiritual mentoring. Most groups and fellowship groups now will have something like a cell group, which is a smaller grouping of members in your community. Because people often are worried and tired of joining a new group in addition to groups that they are already part of. So if you already have pre-existing small groups, see whether we can help the CG leaders or co-leaders move beyond just organizing the CG meeting. And of course, they will need to be trained. They will need to be told what this is about. Because many of them are trained to run a meeting, but not necessarily to guide the growth of people. So training is I think, necessary. But the point here is we don't launch a new group. You have to go to a CG and another group. People are very tired of meetings. And so one way we can do this is to use pre-existing small groups in your community to do some degree of spiritual mentoring. A third thing that has to be borne in mind, that if you guys are serious about this, your pastors and leaders of your community ought to be doing this as well. They can't be saying, well, as a leader, I think mentoring is very important, but I let somebody else do this and I don't do this. And the signal will be very clear. It's really not that important. If it's important, I would expect, I was a pastor before, a lead pastor before, I would take time to mentor 6 people or any number of people in a smaller grouping. So the leaders of your ministry would have to not just champion mentoring, they have to be practitioners as well. They have to be people who show the way, but show the importance of mentoring by actually doing it. Of course, there is a place also to start spiritual friendship groups, what we have defined as peer mentoring. You may not want to start another formal grouping, but we can guide people to how about 3 or 4 people meeting regularly to encourage each other's journey with Christ. You can also combine this small groups with a CG. Let's say if your cell group has 15 members, you could divide them into 5 micro groups of 3 people each, and structure some ministry around that smaller grouping of sharing and prayer. So in this way, you will value add to pre-existing groups and not having to start a new ministry. But there may be some in your group that actually will benefit from starting a spiritual friendship group, which is peer mentoring. And we can teach them and show them how this can be done. There is also obviously a place to set up more formal mentoring, discipling programs. Like as a young graduate or as a new Christian, you go through a 2 years or 1 year of a structured program that will help you in certain specific areas. And so you sign up, there is a assigned mentor, there's a assigned curriculum, and you go through this, and when you finish this, you will be recognized by your institution. Yes, they have done a mentoring program for new believers or a mentoring program for young graduates or whatever. So this is more formal and not ad hoc and occasional. This is something that can and should be done, and there are some good examples out there. But end of the day, actually, because mentoring is a relationship and not a program, I will say, instead of waiting for some ideal condition to do it, just go and do it lah. No, what is there to stop you on the ground from looking for someone to walk with you? What is there to stop you from looking for 2 or 3 friends? Hey, brothers, sisters, we help each other follow Christ. What is there to stop you from looking at some people who are younger in the faith, but they are in your circle of influence? You want to minum kopi, you want to drink coffee once in a while just to see how you're doing. If they're open, maybe you move from a more occasional to a more formal one. So the point being, you don't wait for until there's some perfect time. You go and do this. So we live in a world, of course, which is now in great turmoil because of COVID. But then times of confusion and chaos could also be times to relook what are the really important things in life. And I believe one of the most important things about the gospel is that it's meant to produce a whole new humanity. And we want to help people grow in that humanity, especially at the transitions of life. Now more than ever, we need people to commit themselves to a mentoring ministry. Will you?